that he said I should be treating him like a god because of all the things that he has done for me. Ha. God, oh, my Lord, ha, in His Imperial Majesty, thank you for all the things that you have done for us. Hey, Allah. Hi. So sorry, last week we could not finish the story of Yinka. We had some technical issues and we've resolved it now. So this is the concluding story of Yinka's story. We met Yinka, who was dating somebody that is 15 years older than her, and the guy was good at hacking phones, cloning her phones. And last week I was saying things like, should somebody be cloning their partner's phone? Because I didn't see a reason for that, especially men. And I was like, is it because the women in question are very beautiful? And then, you know, when you look at the flip side of it, men would say, oh, but women always check our phones. So what's the difference between you checking my phone and you cloning my phones? I've seen some argument for checking your spouse's phone, but I really do not feel that you should check your spouse's phone. I really do not think that it's a thing. It's not something that I would do. I don't check phones. There's no reason why I'm checking phones. I don't have time to be checking phones. I think the only person's phone that I check is my daughter's phone, and because she's a teenager, so I need to know what's going on. But apart from that, I can't see my husband's phone and just pick it and start looking at it. There's nothing that I'm looking for. And you know, some people will say, oh, I don't bother to check my husband's phone. Some people will say, see no evil here, no evil. I don't know whether it's a thing, whether it's okay to check your spouse's phones and, you know, with the intention of looking out for whether the person is cheating or not. I don't know. I really do not know. But I don't check phones. It's not my thing. It's not some phones. It's not something that I do. My phone is not even passworded. I think it was my daughter that passworded my phone one time, and she said it was because her friend, I think, came into the car and they picked up my phone and started using it, and she was like, no mommy, your phone should be passworded, that kind of a thing. Apart from that, there's no reason why I'm passwording phones. So people have different views about that. I've read people who have said, oh, I'll check my husband's phone because I need to know what's happening. I need to know if it's cheating. I don't check phones. That's me. I don't check phones. As far as I'm concerned, is his phone. My phone is my phone. His phone is his phone. I don't know. But, I mean, it's up to you then. So let's just continue the story. Because let me just summarize the story now. So we met Yinka. She met this guy. She didn't really like the guy initially, because the guy was even 15 years older than she was, and she met a younger guy. She got pregnant for that younger guy. That younger guy was engaged, so she decided that she was going to get rid of pregnancy. And when she did all this, and then she went back to Chibuzo. And when she went back to Chibuzo, she didn't tell Chibuzo about all this because, well, at the time she did all this, she wasn't dating Chibuzo. But I think she thought to herself, this person loves me and this person wants me. Let me explore a relationship with this person, which she started to do. And that was when Chibuzo cloned her phone. And that was when Chibuzo saw that she was pregnant, and Chibuzo started calling her different kind of names and all that, you know. So after the series of insults that Chibuzo gave her when he hacked her phone, she decided that she was going to focus on Chibuzo alone. Chibuzo said he couldn't trust her, and that he would continue cloning her phone. She said, I told him I was ready to be exclusive with him. The relationship started, and he started taking care of me. Remember that I said that she was in her early 20s, and Chibuzo was 15 years older than she was. Chibuzo was already established while she was in school. So she said 2 years later, trouble started. He was drunk one day and he forced himself on me and was holding my neck. I was uncomfortable. I told him to stop, but he didn't stop. He had his way with me. Basically, Chibuzo was drunk and Chibuzo raped her. That's what she said. So the next day, I packed my things and I was about leaving. Now, note that she had said that it wasn't like she had any problem with sleeping with him. That wasn't the problem, but the problem here was that he was holding her neck and was almost choking her. So the next day, she said she packed her things. She said, I packed my things and I was about leaving. Then he asked where I was going to, and I reminded him about what happened the night before. He claimed he didn't remember, but that he had cloned my phone again and read some things on my phone, which led him to take some pills and got him in that mood. Anyway, I upbraided myself for getting into that point. We had a lot of issues, but I'll just talk about the main ones. He started treating me like trash, and I started planning to break off the relationship. I couldn't really, because I had started to love him. So I know he was still close to his ex, but I didn't mind as long as I didn't think that there was anything going on with them. So he was close to his ex. Anyway, once when his friends were around and we were having a discussion, I shared an opinion. He shouted at me to shut up in front of his friends. I've always known that I had anger issues, and I excused it because it was mostly exhibited anytime I did something wrong. But it became very regular. It started with him expecting me to cook whenever I traveled to his house to rest. I don't like cooking, but I know how to cook. So I had to cook even when I was tired. There was a time I went for a weekend at his house, and he said that he wanted us to travel for an event. But I didn't bring anything suitable to wear from school. I wore what I had, and he complained about my shoes. I could only find one pair of shoe that I had kept in his house. He bought that shoe for me. The shoe was dirty, and I intended that I was going to clean the shoe in the car because we were running late. The moment I came out, he complained about the shoes and about what I was wearing, and I explained to him that I didn't have anything to wear because I didn't plan for this event. And he complained about it. I went back inside to clean the shoes, only for me to come out and realize that he drove away. So he left me there. So it was running late and he left her. Okay. So he left me there. He had done so many things to me, so I was really tired and I was done. Now, that day after I left, he didn't send me messages. Then later, he called, I didn't pick. He sent a message that why would I leave his house without telling him? Now, the dilemma for me was he had helped me a lot financially and I wasn't sure what to do. My parents weren't well off. I still decided to give him the benefit of the doubt, but he was always trying to make decisions for me. And during one of the arguments, I told him that I was done. He got angry and told me to leave his house before he came back. I called one of my friends to come and pick me. I left for my brother's house. Initially, my brother didn't like him. My brother felt that I deserved someone better. He didn't reach out to me for like a month, and I concluded that the relationship was over. In the interim, there was this guy, the same guy that picked me from his house the other time. Since I believe that we were not dating, I gave in to my friend's sexual overtures, and it was the best sex I'd ever had in my life. I fell in love with my friend, and I believed I met my soulmate. But he was still a student, and though I wondered about where our relationship was going to end, I went with the flow. I felt that I'd met my soulmates, we were friends, we talked, on the same level and all that. Then my brother told me that my ex called and wanted to meet with him. I warned my brother that he should be careful, that I know that Chibuzo can be very persuasive. When my brother came back, he told me that from what he could see, my ex really loved me and that I should give him another chance. When Chibuzo came over, I told him that we should see how things go. And I was emphatic about it because I didn't want him to interpret it that the relationship had resumed again. I wanted us to see how we was going to go to see whether I was going to continue with the relationship. He planned a trip for both of us, and we traveled together. I noticed that sex with him wasn't interesting again because of my experience with the other guy. That was during the break. After the trip, he said he would keep hacking and cloning my phone even if we got married. I was practically living with him during my internship and then during the university strike. He convinced me to introduce him to my parents because he said he wanted to marry me. Though I knew he had anger issues and there were other red flags, I went ahead. He proposed to me, but I wasn't so confident to post pictures and videos of this proposal. We did our family introduction. I felt everything was going on well until it changed again. Get angry at silly things. Let me give an example. There was a time that we had a different view about something in a movie. He saw the TV, collected my phone and threw it on the floor, and then he told me to get out of his room. Then he dragged me out of the room. Next morning, he got me a new car, and I forgot about everything because of the car. He dragged me, pushed me, and slapped me on another day in front of his brother who was staying with him. But I still went with him to the village, and I was pampered by his family. He never tells me anything about his money because he claimed that I am a woman. He said I should be treating him like a god because of all the things that he's done for me. Please, if you did not hear that again, let me read it again. That he said I should be treating him like a god because of all the things that he has done for me. Ha. God, oh. My Lord, ha, in His Imperial Majesty, thank you for all the things that you have done for us. Hey, Allah. I become scared of him. I was always afraid to be with him, even though we had been together for 4 years. I knew I didn't want to go ahead, even though we're supposed to be getting married. I gave the excuse that I wanted to finish school before getting married because I also needed him to pay for my last year in school and my projects because my family can't afford it. So she had sent this and had transcribed. Then she now sent another audio. She sent me an audio again, and there was an update. And the update was that the guy decided to see a therapist, and that the therapist told Chibuzo, to tell about all the things that was making him angry. So he came back and he told her that yes, the reason why he was angry with her and he started snapping and pushing and dragging her was because he had cloned her phone again. When he cloned her phone, he found out that one, the girl was talking about him to her friends. The girl was beginning to talk about him to her friends, asking opinion from her friends about what they think about him. That the girl was, she was beginning to relay her fear of being in that relationship, that she didn't really want to be with that guy any longer. And she had some conversations with different people where she was saying that she didn't want that relationship any longer, that she was tired and that she was scared of the guy, and that the guy wasn't treating her well, and she wanted to leave the relationship. The girl had discussed with a couple of people, a couple of her friends, and that she really wanted to leave. She didn't want to be with the guy any longer. Then the guy found some documents, like old documents of I think when she got rid of the pregnancy, she got rid of some maybe documents, hospital documents or things like that. And then the guy found out that the girl was still talking to some men were still talking to her, and she was talking to them, and that was why he was being angry, and that was why he was dragging her and pushing her and all that. And so she was now like the therapist said that she should come also, that maybe the both of them could have a session with the therapist to discuss their relationship. So she was now saying to me, do I think that there's a need for that? Do I think that it is worth it? Do I think that she should go to therapy with this guy to see whether things can still work? You know what I told her? I told her straight away, no, there's no need. Please, why do you want to keep on flogging a dead horse? It is dead. That relationship is not working. Because I found out that one of the things I found out about young people of today is that they like the idea of marriage, and so they want to get married or they want to settle down. Because in these regards, I found out that this girl seemed like she was afraid. And maybe she was afraid like she wasn't going to find another guy, or she was afraid that she wasn't going to find someone that was going to take care of her any longer, and so she felt, okay, maybe I should still hold on to this relationship. This guy is taking care of me. Maybe if I don't offend him, maybe if I don't do things that would offend him, maybe, we can work this out. No, it cannot be worked out. It is not going to work out. I read your bag, get jelly, and walk away. I know that you're afraid that, it's your last year and you need his financial support. You can't eat your cake and have it. If the guy isn't treating you well and you feel that you want to leave the relationship, then you should not be collecting his money, or you shouldn't be allowing him to do things for you. He shouldn't be taking care of you. I think because I see a bit of you wanting to be selfish, yet you just want to hang on to that relationship till your final year exam so that the guy would pay for it, and then you would leave him afterwards. And then you have somebody who is cloning phones, and every time he sees something in your phone, lashes out in anger. So what is the point? What relationship are you keeping? There's no relationship. You already said, you said to me that you watch this program a lot, and we've said so much about red flags, and that you have seen the red flags. And so if you've seen red flags, why are you still holding on to this relationship? Why do you want to hold on to this relationship? Like I said to you, you're a young girl. You are in your early 20s. You're in your early 20s to find yourself first. You need to know who you are, find yourself, find your strength before you commit to anybody, because you cannot give what you don't have. So if you don't even know yourself, how do you present yourself to somebody? And for that means that relationship cannot make it. It cannot make it. It is not a course. That relationship is jinxed from the beginning. It cannot go on. Let this guy go. Viewers, what do you think about the story? Do you think that therapy will work for them, or do you think that she should just leave this relationship and let it go? After over, but she really wants to hear from you. So we'll be in the comment section, and we'll be waiting for you to tell us what you think. Okay, so till next time when I come your way again, don't forget to subscribe, share, comment. That comment is very important, because people are reading that comment. Very, very important. So don't forget to like, comment, share, refer us to people, tell people about life stories with Bussy. Till next time when I come your way again, my name remains Busola Daily Davids.